Hello, my beautiful light workers and star seeds. I am so grateful that you are here. Mwah. Love you. Thank you for being here. So this is a follow-up video to some questions that came from a couple videos I did on the whole mask situation. So this I'm just going to answer very kind of quickly, blunt, to the point, kind of like get it done kind of thing. So I'm not meaning it to sound rude at all. I'm just trying to explain upon some of the confusion. So basically there was confusion upon, because I was saying that you want to bless and be grateful for the masks because of what they're doing. And then just don't worry about it, don't look at it and ignore it. And that's the best thing to do. So there's a little confusion on how that all plays out. So basically, if you do not want to be wearing a mask, it's just something that you're not fond of, but you currently have to because it's part of your job requirements or whatever. If you feel like at this moment in time, you do not have an option and you're choosing to not partake in any allowances that they've given for health regulations. So if you're choosing that you are not going to be exempt for health regulations for your breathing to the mask, which is fine, that's good. So, but you're forced to wear one because of your job or whatever, and you'd rather not. This is what you do, okay? You have to enjoy wearing it and be cool with it. Yeah, I know, but that's how you get to the point where you won't have to anymore. Ugh. I know. But that's how manifesting works, you guys. You have to recognize what you want and then understand where you are and love where you are and become content and okay with where you are. Because you are where you are, it is what it is. And become happy and at peace with that. And that is the only way you can get what you want, which would then be to allow a scenario to then play out in your experience, in your in your job or whatever it is, in the rules of your city, to then allow you to not have to wear the mask anymore. It's the only way that works. So I'm taking away the whole light and dark concepts just to kind of streamline this for you. So if you are in a scenario where you are forced by your job and you have no other options to wear a mask, and you have chosen that you do not want to pay a fine if they're even finding people where you are, and you've chosen to not allow yourself to become one of the exemptions if there are exemptions to the mask, because there's always choices. But if you've chosen to agree to wear the mask, which is okay, that's okay. So that's okay. That's the path of least resistance. That's the easiest thing for you to do without putting up a fight. That's good. That's what we want. We don't want you to be putting up a fight. We want you to just go with the flow and do what is easiest and creates the most harmony in you. So if it's easiest for you to wear the mask for your scenario, some people would prefer to put up the fight. That's their scenario, right? So for your scenario, if it's easiest and most enjoyable for you to wear the mask because you don't want to deal with whatever you perceive as the consequences from it, that would just cause disharmony in your life. So what causes the most ease is for you to go along with the flow and wear the mask. Okay. So then you have to find a way to love the mask, to bless the mask, be grateful for the mask. It's the only way it works. It's the only way. If you want a new house, it's the only way. You have to love the house that you're in. You have to find all of these things that you hate about your current house, but find a way to love it. You have to. It's the only way to manifest things is through love. You can't force things. You have to love them into manifesting. That's where humans get hung up, is that we want to force things to work and it just don't. That's what's so annoying. So I recommend that you take a piece of paper, like don't type it, take a piece of paper, take a pen and write out 10 things that you love about the mask. And I saw there was one comment about someone saying we're not going to have much of a flu season. I know, that's brilliant, right? Like, I mean, it's all like that's a great way of looking at it, isn't it? I also think another bonus is that you don't have to smell what other people are eating for lunch. You don't have to be stuck in an elevator with somebody who's just had a bunch of garlic. And I eat a lot of garlic, so sorry. But I mean, you don't have to deal with that after lunch breath or coffee breath anymore. So you don't have to deal with bad breath. That's fantastic, right? So that's another bonus. You don't have to see if people have food stuck in their teeth when you're at work, because that's always awkward. Just find things that you enjoy about it. Yeah. Okay. So you have to find things that really make you comfortable and content to wear the mask. The mask. You have to get comfortable. You have to enjoy it. It just becomes part of what you do. It just becomes like putting on a pair of pants. It's just like putting on your jacket. You put on the mask. You think nothing of it. And that's where you have to get yourself to, where you don't think anything of it. It's just like putting on another article of clothing. And once you get yourself to that point, something will shortly manifest in your experience where the city will relax the laws, where your job won't force you to wear one anymore, or something will happen. Yeah, you have to get yourself to the point of contentment and being okay with wearing it for the rest of your life, just like a jacket. And if you can't get yourself there, then you are putting up a resistance and it's not going to work for you. You have to evolve your way of thinking and keep changing your point of view on the topic until you get to the place where you get what you want. And if you are still not getting what you want, you haven't evolved far enough yet. There's a lot of work in getting yourself to think about something in a loving way that you hate. I know. That's why people don't do it. That's why humanity got into the place that it was, about all the crap that went on and why, because everyone's willing to put in physical work, but nobody's willing to put in the emotional work. And it's hard. I am not saying that this is easy. It's hard to do. It's difficult because you feel justified in wanting to hate them and they can't do this to me. I get it. I do. And I understand. It's just not benefiting you. It's not helping you get what you want. You can keep thinking that way. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm only saying it's not going to change what is occurring in your life, other than it's going to maintain you at a level of frustration. So if you want to get past that frustration and experience a point of ease and relaxation and contentment on the topic of masks, you have to get yourself evolved to a point and get yourself to a point of view where you appreciate the masks. You are happy for the masks. You are grateful for the masks. And then you forget about the masks and they just become an article of clothing and you think nothing of it. And that will be, when you're not thinking about it, that will be the day that they've changed the bylaws. I know it sucks. I know, but that's how it works. So the question then is, how badly do you not want to wear the masks? Will depend upon how willing you are to put in the emotional evolution, which is tough. So that's up to you. You have to remember that you can't compare your journey, even if you live in the same city with someone. You can't or you work at the same place as someone else. You can't compare your journey with someone else. They might create a scenario for themselves, somebody else who's a coworker who believes the same things that you do. They might create a scenario for themselves where they don't have to wear the mask because there is a new exemption to the masks that they fall into and you don't. But they would have gone themselves to a level of allowing and relaxation with masks. So that's why you can't think that because you live in a certain city, this is what the rules are. There are an infinite number of ways for this to play out just for you alone. And then an infinite ways for it to play out for your coworker, and then so on. Like, you gotta expand your way of thinking. So I hope that helped. I really do. And if you do have more questions on it, let me know in the comments. But like I said, I just tried to condense everything and take away the light and the dark and just, this is how you manifest not wearing a mask. End of story. Okay? I love you. Take care.